Carlos Inspires is an author, success speaker, business acceleration strategist, investor, and movement maker on a mission to make poverty history. One of his superpowers is human behavior and marketing. He has mentored CEOs around the globe, from startups to Fortune 100 companies such as Xfinity, formerly known as Comcast, to sell over $1 billion of services between himself and the people that he trained. We did say $1 billion. Tony Robbins himself says on record, if there is one person in the world to give him a run for his money, it's Carlos Inspires. His mantra is it's all about contribution, not acquisition. And without further ado, let's get into today's podcast, Something Different with Phillip. Applause. Carlos, how you doing today, man? What is going on with you, my brother? What's going on?
You know it, baby. It's about to go down because Phillip Edge is in the house.
Listen, I was waiting for the "it's about to go down" because you when you say that, like, something happens in the atmosphere, man. It's like the atmosphere is supercharged now because you just hit us with the "something's about to go down." So listen, my brother. First and foremost, thank you so much for just agreeing to be with us today on the Something Different podcast. We are truly honored and humbled to have you here today. But listen. For people who may not be familiar with Carlos Inspires, could you just take us back just for a few seconds? Like, and if you were going to introduce yourself, how would you introduce yourself to the masses? What would you say?
You know, I was thinking about some stories from the past. And we only know love because we experience hate. When you guys should let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, I come from a lot of evil backgrounds. And sometimes we tend to allow other people's opinion to stop us and really going forward that dream of ours. See, my mission is to make poverty history. And all that started because of hate and anger and disgrace. My father died in a car explosion. I was just a baby. And my stepfather was murdered. I have to sell bread as a little boy for survival and to get my mother and I out of the hood. I was physically tortured and abused as a little kid. You know, whenever I am out there, whether I'm talking to a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, an athlete, or a movie star, and they start telling me about some problems, you know what I tell them? I say, do not make me call a viuva negra. Do not make me call the Black Widow. You know, it's about perspective.
Yeah.
But because of love, we only know true love because we experience hate. And I took all the hate, my friends, all the anger, all the anxiety, all the evil that happened to me and my homies on the streets and the block and the hood, and I transformed into a drive, into a hunger to become a movement maker, one of the apostles / avengers, and truly go out there and make poverty history. You know, I think that's what a lot of the people that die, you know, and that serve alongside me, that's what we represent. It's not me, it's all of us. I always say, praise the Lord. It's a movement. It's a culture. It's bringing the world together. It's ending all the divisiveness and go give the devil a run for his money and bringing the whole world together where we all becoming one. It doesn't matter from what block, what side of town we are from. We all becoming one and we come together and we're going to do whatever it takes to end poverty, to end hunger, and just to bring the planet together. You know, I'm just one of a movement maker on a mission to leave this place a little bit better than what I came into.
I love what you're saying, in that you're a movement maker. You're doing whatever you can to make the world a better place. And, you know, the one thing, Carlos, that I absolutely love about you is the humility that you walk in. You know, people, you know, they would never know the platforms that you've touched, the people that you have influenced, the things that you have done, and to think about that, and to think about the humble beginnings that you came from. I mean, it's amazing, and it literally warms my heart up. So, brother, I just, again, you get me super, super excited. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, right? Let's go ahead and do what we need to do. So let the people know, like give the people just a little bit of background. Like what are some of the platforms that you've been on, some of the people that you've rubbed elbows with? Like, just go ahead and share with the people just some of the things that you've had the opportunity to do in your very short life.
I do appreciate the kind words. I just love people, my friend. And what I always say, Philip, it's that whenever I'm around, whether it's a billionaire or Fortune 100 company or a celebrity, I always tell them, what you've done in the past, it's cute.
Yep.
I say, hashtag, that's freaking cute. What are you doing right now to help end hunger, to help make a difference? Because it's about, you see, guys, watching us, it's not about Philip, it's not about myself, it's about all of us. It's a term that I use in leadership that I call transcendence.
Yes.
It's above oneself. That's the place that you don't lose. That's the place that is personal. Yeah, I've done a few cool things, but it all because what you do in practice 30 years ago, selling bread every single day, making 50 cents a day from age 7 until age 18, every single day, 50 cents a day. How long are you willing to go without a paycheck? And then eventually I got out of the block, I got out of the hood, but the difference is that I never, ever forget what I came from. Always came back. Always treat my homies the same way. When I go back, we go to the bar, we play dominoes, we play pool, we have a good time, we drink the cheap tequila. You don't change, because the moment you change, as fast as God give it to us, he takes it away. And eventually, I done some really cool things. I came to America. I used to knock cable door to door in the projects. I started teaching people. I'll go to prisons. I'll go to the hood. I'll go to the block. That's what I came from in Brazil. People, what are you doing? That is too dangerous. Like, what do you mean danger? This is like upper middle class for me. Danger, go to South America. We'll talk about danger. People being massacred and tortured and body chopped up. You know what I mean? Like, the hood in America is cool. And then I was like, what are you talking about danger? A little shot here and there. Like, no, that's cool. It's like, I would trade the dangers of America all day for the dangers of Brazil and the cartel freaking crazy shit that goes down there. But eventually, because I mastered something early on in my career, which was sales and marketing, which is your twin tickets to freedom.
That's good.
Somebody write that down, because writing is the doing part of thinking. At an early age, as a child selling bread, I master sales and marketing, understanding human behavior, what it takes somebody to purchase your services and products, and then how to make an experience out of it. So you go above and beyond, make it experiential. So then I took that philosophy, Philip, and I apply it to the block. So when I would go in the hood, whether I was in Jamaica playing in Boston, or in Chi-Town, or in Connecticut, or in Baltimore, or in Miami, or LA, it doesn't matter. Apply the same thing. All about treat others how you treat your grandma. You will never go wrong, because assuming you like your grandma, if you bring that energy.
I like my grandma now. I like my grandma.
You know what I mean? Oh, I love my grandma. She's my mom. You know what I mean? I applied those strategies, brother. And then I would train people, and I want to see them grow, and I would challenge them. And then instead of us going and turning to crime, I had the option. I could have become a criminal in Brazil. And even here, I had the opportunities if I wanted to. But instead, no, let's go towards the other side. And let's be the difference. Let's be the ones that don't go to jail, that don't get shot. Let's be the ones that set the example and show our brothers and sisters out there that there is a way out. There are people that pray for you and that care for you, and there is a way out. Because other kids right now in Africa, in Mexico, in the Philippines, in India, they see us doing it, and we tell them we came from the block, just like you, with nothing.
Right.
You know, no dad, no mom, no nothing, like eating bread or rice for 60 days. So I feel the pain. I know
Yes.
it's not like me coming over to your block and trying to talk like a rich guy from the other side of town coming over to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And by being always a person of value, adding value to the community, treating everybody with respect, always finding ways to better and level up the community. It led me to speak on cool stages and end up meeting like the Tony Robbins of the world, and you know, my good friend Les Brown, and you know, Jay Shetty, or you know, I'm 6'5", 350 pounds. Imagine me on a pink bicycle for a little girl with a sombrero and some bread on the bicycle, rolling up into one of the Oscars party in LA.
Wow.
That is the type of shit about talking about being disruptive, because I wanted to prove a point. And when I go on the stage, I do things that are different, because I wanted the celebrities and the influencers that were in the room to tell them a message that what you've done in the past is cool. I respect that. But what are you doing now to make a difference?
That's right.
And your fame, your money, the material stuff, we don't take nothing with us. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the, you know what I mean? It's about showing up to blow up and being the true different that and the change that you want to see in others. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's so. Yeah, I've done a lot of crazy things in my lifetime, and I like to bring the objects with me to the stage, because when it comes to storytelling, you're gonna make them relive there with you, bring them in, and then tell your story so that the world can really get to know you from your heart, not from a script. You know what I mean? I hate script. You know what I mean? It's about always speak from your heart, because if you're in your head, you are dead.
You know, one thing that I'm hearing from you is that whole idea of being a disruptor, right? So whether it's, you know, riding the bike and bringing the bread to the Oscar, to the Hollywood party, whether it's immersing people into your story, you're really doing things to disrupt the normal, right? Because disruptors are memorable, and honestly, one of the things that I know that has really drawn me to you is that you're a disruptor. Like literally, I know, like, you know, and I said it earlier, you know, it's about to go down. I mean, it's disruptive. It's different. I mean, even for those of you who have not had the opportunity to go check out Carlos on social media or YouTube. I mean, he even has his daughter. It's about to go down. I mean, the thing is I'm in the car driving. It's about to go down, you know? So again, but those kinds of things are disruptors in the minds of people, right? And for you, you know, it sounds like you're kind of going counterculture or counter vibe. It's not about what you did yesterday. It's about what are you doing now? How can you impact the lives of people? So when you think about that, is being a disruptor something that you were intentional about doing, or is that just something that just kind of happens naturally for you? Is it?
I think, you know, it's a great question. I think you've seen evil so much, you know, in my lifetime, that I transformed that into like an anger and like an energy and a drive and a hunger, just to really raise the bar and disrupt the status quo. That whenever I am going to my creative space, whether I'm working on a Super Bowl commercial, or I'm working on helping somebody put a speech together, or producing a podcast show to help a friend or somebody from the block that have a powerful message but doesn't have the connections. So I really embody. It's almost like I get a download from up there, and I, you know, and I don't know how to explain. And I think you do this for so long that when somebody tells me a story, I'm very good at articulating, helping, extracting out of that person. Because one thing that I always teach, and if you guys are struggling right now at home with your business, with anything that you are doing, I want you guys to ask yourself this question. What is one thing that I can do today that my wannabe competitors can't do, won't do, and will not think of doing?
That's good.
Very
That's good.
powerful question. One more time, right? What is one thing that your wannabe competitors can't do, won't do, and cannot think of doing? So that's a powerful question that I want you guys to really, we tend to seek so much from outside when in reality, every single thing that we need is already inside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want you guys to give yourself the gift of oneness of, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, maybe 50 minutes a day, every 3 hours. Take 5 or 10 minutes to yourself. And just, just start your heart. Just get centered. It's like, feel the floor. Take off your shoes. Just like, drop dead on the floor. Just feel the floor. Feel the, you know what I mean? It's like, get some rocks outside. Step on the rocks. Just quiet down your mind and really listen. Yeah. Because from that place, you're going to start tapping into your subconscious mind and unleashing your creativity. So when you do go back and work in your business, in your brand, in creating your messages, you're going to come from a whole nother level. And then I can always give you guys practical things to think about, because that's how I think. I'm thinking like the listener right now, listening to us, I want to making sure that I'm also giving practical techniques and that they can go and apply and go make some money this week.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, whatever is your niche. I did a video earlier talking about this. You go on IMDb or Amazon. Why IMDb? Because think about it. When we were kids, how were we trained to learn? We were trained by cartoons and movies. What do they use? The hero's journey story. You always, and the sequential movies that were very successful, they always left you hanging. That's right. Your favorite shows on Netflix always left you hanging. So when you guys are producing your shows, your podcasts, your events, your masterminds, your books, your courses, are you leaving them hanging?
Hey, so here's a quick question. Who made who great, Phil Jackson or Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan, arguably the best player in the world with 6 NBA championship rings, or his coach, Phil Jackson, who has a total of 11 NBA championships while coaching. He also has 2 while playing with the New York Knicks. But check this out. Who made who great? It's an argument that we'll save for another day. But what I do want to tell you is this. Phil Jackson was able to bring the best out of Michael Jordan and the team. No matter how good of a player you are, you need a good coach. And that's what we do here at Edge & Associates every single Thursday. We meet up Thursday evenings at 9 o'clock p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time, and we do just that. We coach you, and we bring out the best in you. Text the word COACH to 706-397-4227. Go ahead, text the word COACH there right now, and get in the community, y'all. So come on, try us out. It's $1 for the first week. If you like it, stay. It'll be $47 monthly after that. But you need a coach. Come on, get into the community. We'll talk to you soon. Now let's get back to the podcast.
Are you adding so much value? Are you being entertaining? Are you educating more than educating to dominate? Yes. Are you making your competition irrelevant? Yes. So I want you guys to start unleashing and tapping into your credibility, into your creativity. So when you do go out there, you are able to stand out, because you constantly educate, constantly have the raw conversation with your audience from the heart, not from the head, because if you're in your head, you're dead. If you're looking for content, let's say if you're struggling, you guys watching us at home for content, then you can go on IMDb, type in Carlos Siqueira. You see a great profile there. I have a little profile there. I'm an executive. But no, you type in your one word for your niche. Let's say if you're a health coach, you're a marketing coach, or an agency, whatever's your thing. You type in your one word there, and you watch some of the movies and the series and the stuff, because that will show you. You might get some ideas from that. You might even come up with a cool name for your podcast or for your event. And then if you go on Amazon and you type in books. So now let's say books and health, very competitive industry. I like the hard stuff. I don't like the easy stuff. So then you go health, like health coaching, like consulting, like personal development. Those are very, very in real estate, very saturated, right? Too many people doing it. So now you go on Amazon, pick your top 10 favorite, top 10 books. Who's leading? Who's dominating? Now go into the reviews, 5 stars and 1 stars. Why, Carlos? Because when you write a 1-star and a 5-star review, you are writing from a top peak emotional state.
That's good.
From that place, you are literally giving it to the people.
Right.
It's full concentration, no distraction. And that's powerful data, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm about to teach over here is a multi-million strategy I like to call data mining. And I'm going to give you guys 1 out of 23 multi-million-dollar strategy that I taught Fortune 100 companies, coaches, authors, and consultants from around the world. And this allowed me to help sell over $1 billion with a B in products and services from Fortune 100 companies and for coaches and authors and consultants. And that question is, you're going to go to your last 3 clients that bought your book, that bought your courses, that hire you to speak at their annual event, that interview you on their show, on their TV, and you're going to ask them this question: where in the heart of hearts did you decide emotionally and financially to purchase my services? One more time. Where in the heart of hearts did you decide emotionally and financially to purchase my services? And what am I doing? If you guys are watching us on a video and not on the audio, you know, if you are watching on the audio, highly recommend you guys come in and watching us on the video.
That's right.
What I just did here is a teaching moment. You crossing platforms and you're asking your audience to come. So you now have viewers from all platforms. But again, this question is so powerful because now we are going to hear directly from our clients exactly to the millisecond what story did Phillip Edge say on the stage. Why did I hire that person? Why did I hire Carlos? Where did he say? Was he holding the amazing best book in the entire planet? Work Like an Immigrant? What a great plug. Another teaching moment. I'm entertaining you. I'm teaching you. I did a plug with that. It's unconscious. I don't plan this. It's unconscious.
That's gangster.
So you do it so much that it becomes an unconscious thing.
Yes.
But then, because now they say, oh, Carlos, you rolled up on the bicycle, or you threw bread on whoever celebrity. I don't want to drop any names, or, you were like, I don't know, you had the sombrero on, or you have the big old hard thing that you put it from your military backpack, and then you pull a bread from the backpack, and you put a note inside the bread, and you throw the bread, and whoever collected the bread, you gave them $50,000 for free of courses. Yeah, and then, so you know what I mean? So I get data for the last 20 years in 120 different niches. Wow. I speak multiple languages on all 5 continents. So I have enough data that now when somebody throws anything at me, I'll be like, okay, let's talk about it. And I'm able to do a strategic intervention in real time and solve the problem. So instead of me talking about and just saying something, I can demonstrate in real time. Yes. And I want you guys to do that, because instead of you just telling people what you do or dropping names, no, show it to them. Show, don't tell. Real time. And I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys apply those strategies and you go collect that data from the last 3 people that handle your money, now you can use those words. Sorry, my copywriter friends, because with that copy there, you can use that copy when you go do your stories and put it in your Instagram. That's good. And you better never tell me, oh, Carlos, I don't like to sell on my Instagram or on my social media. No. That if you say that, we need to have a strategic conversation about mindset. Because something's wrong. Because if you don't sell, if you don't ask for the sale, there's something wrong with you, because you gotta pay the bills. You gotta help your family.
So let me ask you this, Carlos, because a lot of people who are viewing our podcast today, or are viewing the podcast or listening to the podcast, they may be that new entrepreneur, and honestly, selling is something that is so challenging for so many. Like how can we make that simpler? How can we make that easier? Again, you said it was a mindset thing, right? So are there simple tips that you might be able to give this audience to help them to get over that selling piece? Because you got to sell, right? You gotta be able to do that.
No. Great freaking question. Yes, and let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Don't feel bad. There are gurus there. I don't want to drop any names, because it doesn't matter who I helped.
Right.
What matters right now, what is in it for you?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I want you guys to think about when you are out there selling something. What does your customer want? What is in it for them? How can you give them a win? How can you make them some money right now, like this week? Right now, you guys know, you guys can do a JV with so many products without not even having to use in the products. You see, most coaches out there, they are teaching JVs and affiliates. They won't tell you that for free. They want you to spend some money first. No, I just teach for free. So now, let's say, for example, I told you guys earlier about to go on Amazon, look at 5-star and 1-star reviews, right?
Yep.
And I didn't finish that point. I go everywhere. So now, let's say when somebody writes something, they're going to give you peak state of pissed off or peak state of emotion. That data, let's say, for example, you are brand new, you don't have any clients. So then you go into your niche, whatever, let's say health. You type in health, you're going to look at all the books, look at their reviews, and now you're going to look. Let's say health, somebody read a book. Oh, this over here, this person, it's bad advice. I tried it. I gained 2 pounds. They're going to say all kinds of shit. So now I read that. So let's say now this is a Navy SEAL team. You, Phillip, myself, Phillip and I, we are the commanders, and we're not going to leave you guys behind.
That's right.
So now, grabbing your cell phone, we're going to upload the story on Instagram right now. And then we're going to go, boop, click. And then the first thing that you're going to say, have you ever?
Come on. Yes.
Oh, yes. The mind does, guys, again, this is practical advice in real time. You're going to say the word, have you ever? Because when you say, have you ever, the mind doesn't know other than to wait. It doesn't matter what you're going to say after. I mean, it does matter if you want to monetize it, but the mind, they will listen to you. They will not go to the next person in their social media. I don't care if you be the president. They will not go. You say the word and you look at that camera and you're like, have you ever? Even if you don't have an amazing voice like Phillip, but you can practice this shit. And then what did I told you guys? I was gonna give you guys something practical. What did we do before this? We went on Amazon. We look at the bad review. I gained weight. This person is lacks meaning, is not connecting to this. They want to sell me more courses on that book, right? That's normally the bad reviews about in the health space.
Right.
So then you go, have you ever read a book about health, and instead of losing weight, you actually gained 3 pounds, and now you're pissed off because you're going to go buy clothing and you don't have the pants or the dress that you can get on it to go to your cousin's wedding.
Yes.
You know, and then you can emphasize it. You can play with the sound of your voice.
Right.
You can really take the feeling, like really use the feeling, like feel them in, like whatever way you felt it about that pain that you are solving. Make the audience feel it. Like in Navy SEAL, some of my homies, you say, "Give them hell," right? So I want you guys to really think about it. What is it keeping them awakened at night?
Yes.
What is it stopping them, like they cannot sleep? Like if it's health, in this example, we are using one of the hardest, most competitive industries. So I can give you guys something practical to use if you happen to be a health coach listening to us. And let's say, for example, if you are a mindset coach, another very competitive industry. I trained thousands of mindset coaches in my lifetime how to sell high-ticket programs.
Okay.
From $5,000 to $100,000 masterminds and coaching programs. Very hard to sell because you're selling intangibles, right?
Yes.
Very hard. Again, we go, all right, let's look at top books in personal development. Tony Robbins, Les Brown. Let's look at all the big players. Again, look at the 5 reviews, 5 stars.
And the ones.
Look at the 1 star.
That's right.
And pay attention to the keywords. So now whenever you see something, I read this one book. I was like, suicidal, now I'm suicidal times 10. Whatever, right? Whatever this shit is, it's gonna be some shit, right? It's gonna be some shit, And then you go, grab the phone, have you ever, and then you go and you tell a story. And you bring them in. Have you ever hired a coach or you bought a coaching program about mindset and you end up more pissed off than when you started it?
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Or have you ever, hired a coach to help you with your problems and you're in a much worse place? You see what I did, right? I started high and I bought it in.
Yeah.
But you see, that stuff, right? Whatever you can say after that, then you can do a plug for your book or your course. Let me tell you something. Because of that, I decided to start helping people that feel just like you.
That's good.
Because that coach wasn't connecting with you because he was trying to sell you other stuff.
Right.
So I'm starting a group coaching program, but it's very private so that we can really peel the layers off the onion. And solve these once and for all. You see, it could be multiple conversations. You can do a plug. Another practical way to do it is you are constantly educating in your field. And let's say, for example, I'll give you guys an example. If I always do this on my Instagram. I'm always teaching, educating, and once in a while, I will do a poll. I highly recommend you guys doing a poll. Let's say, for example, I'm connected to podcasters, to the media. I know you, right? We know a lot of people. They're always looking for amazing guests. And I normally charge people to come on the show or to do a commercial for them. So then I go, would you like to be interviewed on a podcast and a media show?
Huge. Yes.
Yes or no in a poll. Literally a poll question. If they say no, it's okay. If they say yes, that will go into my DM. Now you can have a conversation with somebody that's saying yes to you.
That's
and
good.
Then if you want to be extra ninja on that poll, right below that poll question, you can put an image of one of your clients that were on your show before that shows hundreds of comments views, and you circled the number of views. So now you can show the audience that you're getting a lot.
Right. You get show the results.
Yeah. If you go on my Instagram today, now it's live at this time. I did a poll there and I did exactly that. The last guest that was on the show, hundreds. And that was on LinkedIn. You know how hard it is to get on LinkedIn. And then, so I had hundreds of views, comments and views and likes. And I had thousands of downloads on Apple. So now I have the image, social proof on steroids. I have the poll, yes or no. My conversions is going to increase tenfold because it's a direct question, unapologetically. You want to ask for the sale, guys. A lot of people, Phillip, they don't want to ask for the sale. Just do a freaking poll. You are a realtor, very competitive. Would you like to sell? Would you like to sell your home and pay almost no commission? Yes or no? Keep it simple. Whenever they call you, even if you're going to charge 1% instead of 3%, even though you say no commission, you're not lying. 1% is not 3%.
Right.
You already know if your competitor is going to charge 1.5% or 2%, raise the bar. Do 1%. Hire more realtors, bring in volume, make more money, set the bar. Most people, bro, they make it complicated. I try to uncomplicate shit by giving practical advice. Like right now, what I just shared, You guys can apply this and make some money this weekend.
Right. Look, I'm gonna apply it. What you talking about? I'm gonna apply it later on. I'm gonna say, would you ever? I'm gonna talk to him later on.
You have an amazing voice.
Hey,
you have a great voice.
I'm gonna hit him with it, Carlos. I'm gonna hit him with it. I'm gonna get on my Amazon. I'm gonna get online. Have you ever? Hey, we got it because it is practical application. You know, one of the problems that I see so often with some of the clients that I work with is you share with them the information, and then they do nothing with it, right? So I'm like, look, you have everything you need. You have all the tools. You got the ingenuity. You got the brain. You can get online right now and find anything. Go study it. Go figure it out, right? But you won't execute. So let me ask you this, Carlos. You know, again, this is the Something Different podcast. People are obviously seeing the something different that Carlos Inspires is bringing to the table, because my brother, you are dropping gems. And yeah, you might need to get another drink of water, because you are killing the game already, right? So thinking about this, right? Like what's the differentiator, man? Like why can some people like I look at Carlos Inspires, right? Like, why can Carlos get it? But then I look at, you know, Joe, who's been trying to do this for years, man, has the knowledge, has the know-how, and, you know, they got 2 followers on Facebook and Instagram, and they can't break through. Like, what's the difference? Why can some get it, and why do others just flounder?
I think it's such a great question. And what happened is, the other day I was speaking on a very large group on Clubhouse, that, you know, we are pretty much breaking every single world record in that group, all because people came together, right? 60 plus days, I think it's 600,000 people in 60 days, 600,000 people. And most people have a hard time putting 10 people in a building, in a hotel, right? In a mastermind. Imagine it's 600,000.
That's crazy.
You know, so again, show is exactly what I've been teaching here right now. We are showing people, not telling in real time. But I had a few interventions that I done there that got the audience crying. And here's what happened from experience. You know, when I was 7 years old, 6.5 to be exact. Imagine every day, all that you see is anger, is deaths. You turn on the news and the radio, and you know, you go to sleep at night, you hear the noise, and then you hear your mother arguing with your stepfather, crying, and then your stepfather storm out of the house, gone for days, and you're just a little boy. And all that I focus on, Philip, was on the evil that was happening in my surroundings. 99% of the day it was evil, death, suffering, lack, poverty, not enough food, toys. My toys. I remember, do I have a pen here somewhere? You know, the pencil was Thundercats. The pencil cap was like the cat, and the pen was, you know,
that was Lion-O. That was Lion-O.
Lioness, you know what I mean? Ain't no fucking freaking toy. Hell no. I wish I had a damn toy. You know? And everything, bro, it was all evil and anger and sadness.
Yeah.
To the point that I wrote the letter. 6.5-year-old. And I remember as if it was today, writing that letter. And I was going to stab myself. That dark night. And right before I stabbed myself in that dark night in that kitchen, God has spoken with me. I have a cool relationship with that brother up there. I go directly to him.
That's right. That's right. Go straight to him.
And you know what he said? Say, hey, son, I get it. It's hard. It's difficult. You're being abused a few days per week. But let me tell you something. Your future doesn't have to equal your past unless you carry on the stories with you. Who? Come on, Brother Carlos. Say it again, baby. Say it because it came from up there. Your future doesn't have to equal your past unless we carry on the stories with you. And what I see from experience, bro, is that we spend most of our time focused on lack and the things that we don't have and all the evil that was done to us or done to us when we were kids. And we haven't peeled all the layers of the onion. And now we have all these insecurities and fears and comparison. And let me tell you something, guys, this only doesn't happen in poverty because I felt it from experience. I have billionaire friends that I get on the phone and I ask them, how does it feel to be a billionaire? And they tell me, at first, it's cool. You see an extra comma and a few extra zeros in the bank account. But 2-3 months go by, same shit again. Insecurities is still there. Fear is still there. Anxiety is still there. Comparison of fucking up is still there. It's all there. It never goes away. So my biggest advice, if you guys keep going on that crazy 8, let's do an exercise right now. Let's go back to that moment in life, almost like we're doing a timeline therapy. Right. We go right back, right before the evil thing happened. Maybe you've been abused. Maybe you saw your mom or you saw a friend be murdered in front of you, or you saw evil stuff. I've seen all the above plus something. But let's go back to that moment. And now let's rewind a week before, a month before. Remember, it was light before darkness. And even in moments of curses, there are blessings if you seek deep enough. Oh, come on, Brother Carlos. Are you preaching? Think about what I just say over here. Even in moments of curses, there are blessings if you seek deep enough. Because I want you guys to really deal with, let's go back in time, every single thing that hunts us down, that the devil is whispering to our ears, that we are not enough, I don't have the connection, I'm not as cool as Phillip to do my show, I'm not as cool as Carlos to have a podcast show and a TV show. No. You are enough.
That's right.
Greatness is inside every single one of us. You born a winner. Yes. Out of millions of sperms, guess who won, baby? You came as a winner, baby. Winner, chicken dinner. You feel me? You are a champion. Yes, God will never put you through something if he doesn't think you can handle it. Come on, somebody drop an amen.
That's
you
right.
feel me?
Look, I know they're all dropping amens in the comments right now. You ever saying? Can somebody please put the offering plate out there for Brother Carlos? Because
that's what we gotta do, man.
Right now,
we gotta feel it. We gotta feel it.
That's it.
We gotta go deep, because if you cannot go deep with yourself, how can you expect to go deep with someone else?
Oh,
come on,
bro. So thinking about that, then, right? That whole like self-examination and really understanding self and being able to understand why do I feel the way I do, right? One of the things I was having a conversation with someone and they said, whatever was going on. And I asked them the question, I said, well, what is making you feel that way, right? There are a lot of people that I'm sure you deal with, I know I deal with, they don't even know why they feel the way that they do, right? So that feeling, though, right? Yeah, that's the stuff that's stopping people from being able to actualize like the greatest dreams, right? Because they're still somewhere stuck in that place and they don't even know it. So that self-revelation, that self-realization to understand, okay, this is what it is, and deal with that right there. So that, because once you deal with that, it's almost like a roadblock, right? You can kind of move that out of the way and move on.
Yeah, it's like, it fascinates me because the mind is so powerful. And we hear so many amazing, incredible stories, right? Whether it was Viktor Frankl in Auschwitz, right? I highly recommend, if you guys going through some deep right now, read that book, Men Searching for Meaning by Viktor Frankl.
Yes.
1 out of 28 men 27 is like, I'm done. I'm going to die. I'm going to go into the gas chamber. But 1 out of 28 say, you know what? I'm going to live here so that this doesn't happen to nobody else in the whole planet.
That's good.
You know, like Mandela, when he left prison, we're going to go out there and destroy the whole planet. No. You don't know my story. I'm here to unite, not divide.
That's right.
You know, and he became unreasonable.
Yeah.
Look at Rosa Parks in that bus. You ain't taking me from the front of this bus, baby. This is my seat. You got to become unreasonable. You got to draw a line in the sand and say, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to fail forward, fail faster, fail frequently every single day. And I'm going to keep failing and making adjustments until my offer works. I'm going to keep failing and adjusting until I get hired, until I find that client, until my book becomes a bestseller, until my event sells out and I don't even have to sell anymore. People come to me instead of me having to sell it. Whatever that is, you become unreasonable. You feel me?
Hey, y'all, listen, watching this podcast, y'all better become unreasonable. I'm just telling you right now, because it is in the atmosphere. I feel it right now. I'm telling you that there is something moving and shaking right now. But Brother Carlos, you got to catch that thing, right? I heard you say, it's like, you got to catch this thing right here. You got to become unreasonable and fight through that's what it is right there, right? That unreasonable place where you're like, I'm not backing down. I'm not going back. I'm not moving from the seat, right? I'm not going to let you take me off ground. I'm going to keep on fighting and pushing until I get there, right? You have that stick-to-itiveness to where you don't give up. I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
Here's a great gift. I'm about to give it to you guys.
Come on, give us some more gems, nuggets. Let's go.
I hate to cuss on the stage. I promised Liz Brown that I wouldn't do it as much, but I won't cuss. I will have it written this time. I want all of you guys to pull up your cell phone, as long as you're not watching on your cell phone. If you're watching, I bet you most of you are going to be watching on the cell phone. So then wait it. You know, I'm looking at my desktop right now for this. I'm in my studio. But whenever we are done here, you're going to promise your apostle avenger brother here that you're going to do that, guys.
Okay, come on.
Whatever that time is that you feel all the anxiety and the fear, we all know what time we normally go there. We're very familiar with this shit. I want you to write it down, put an alarm on your cell phone. And I want you to remember this conversation here with Phillip and myself. And every day for the rest of your life, when your phone goes on, whether it's 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., maybe you're on your commute on your way home, early going to work for a job that you're not fulfilled, you know, just stop working 9 to 5 to fund your 5 to 9, you know, and go fund your dreams. Listen to Phillip, listen to myself. There is things that you can do right now to make money as a joint venture and affiliates and making money without being salesy, you know, turning your passion into profits. But every single day, at 6 p.m., 5 p.m., whatever that time that you feel yourself, most anxiety, most fear, you're going to remember this show and you're going to remind yourself one word that defines you as a human being. One word that the world is going to remember you for of what you've done in your lifetime. One word. And you're going to put in that one word on your cell phone and a reminder. And right after that one word, you're going to write it down, what I'm about to show it to you guys here on this carton. And I take this carton, I go on the streets, on busy cities. I don't give a damn. I go and I stop. Sometimes I could be on a suit and I could just be with my funny shirts. And here's what you're going to write.
I love it.
Stop giving a fuck what other people think.
Come on.
This right here, the holy grail, because now every single time when you're doing your advertising, when you're becoming unreasonable, when you're about to unleash and get silly, get creative in doing your commercials and doing things like, for a lot of people, you might be feeling uncomfortable, or I couldn't hold a sign like that, Carlos. No, I want you to push the change, elevate the status quo. I want you to become uncomfortable.
Yes.
I want you to basically, guys, what I want you guys to do, it has every single day, I want you guys to practice mental toughness, right? Which is basically, you're going to comfortably put yourself into an uncomfortable situation.
Mm-hmm.
But this time it's going to be a conscious thing. Mm-hmm. You're going to tell yourself, I'm about to do something uncomfortable right now, and I don't give a damn. I know I get the chills. I'm a little worried. I'm a little fearful. It's okay. I've been there. Yes. So guess what? Because nobody else does it, you're going to train your brain, and then you're already done, right? You already peeled the layers off the onion. So you already dealt with those demons. You know, so now we already talked about that. If they're still there, you can always write it down on a piece of paper, whatever bothers you, and then burn that paper. And then repeat it out loud, you know, the devil whisper, you cannot withstand the storm. But the warrior replied, I am the storm, damn it. Somebody stolen that from the Bible. And you take that and you just remind yourself every time. And then when the reminder goes off, you stand up and you celebrate. You remind yourself what your word is, and you repeat after me to stop giving a damn about what the people think, because it's none of our business. You feel me? And you go for it. And you do something that's disruptive, and you do something that other people don't do, can't do, and will not think of doing. And you do something, and you ask better questions to your customers, to your avatar, and you go deep and find where are they joining my movement? Where are they buying my products? Where they are joining my team? And you grow that movement, and you keep pouring love and connecting with them deeper than ever before. And I promise you, my friend, as long as you don't quit, we all gonna win, baby.
Come on. Listen, where's my fan out? I got a fan. I told y'all today, man. I told y'all my friend Carlos is the real deal. Carlos, brother, listen, you have dropped so many gems today. You watching this, you need to make sure you go back and you watch this again and again and again, because the gems that were dropped today, literally, they are the catalyst to get you to the place that you want to be. He laid the blueprint for us today and the foundation. Just go back and take a look at it again. So Carlos, listen, real quick. Can you share with the people social media? How can they follow you? Where can they find you? Share with the people all that good stuff.
I'm very active on Instagram, and I appreciate for being here, man. The kind words, you know me, I love serving. But if you guys just go on Instagram at Carlos Inspire, I'm very active there. I'm also Carlos Inspire on TikTok. I'm Carlos Inspire on Clubhouse. I'm Carlos Inspire on Dream Room. I am everywhere. You want to be everywhere. Also, if you guys like to listen to podcasts, we're going to have my brother over here on my show as well. Carlos Inspire Show. If you type in that name on Google, we are everywhere. We are on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon, Google. You want to be everywhere. We have a show also that stream all over social media. It's a TV show. It's an online show. It's a podcast show. It's everything in one. Remember, it's not just a podcast show. Whenever you do something, you are different. You want to bring all the elements together of TV, online, podcast, your living room, and it's your studio, and you bring it all in one. And you do things that are different. So we have a great show. If you guys can watch our show, drop some nuggets, like, subscribe for the show. I'm always dropping massive value on LinkedIn. We're there all the time. We have secret lives throughout the day. The link under my bio on LinkedIn, just millions of dollars worth of free value, peer value, things that I used to teach in masterminds that people pay like $100 grand to become a member. I teach that for free. And I'm always adding value, because if I die tomorrow, I want to make sure that I left something cool that humanity can apply it and can go change their life without having to spend money or wasting money or on somebody that's just BSing. And that's why I like to give practical golden for people to go change their lives today, this weekend, not next month.
Come on, listen, take massive action today. Take massive action after you get off of this video, off of this live, take massive action. I'm telling you, if you work the process will work. Once again, we want to thank Carlos Inspires for stopping by. Something different. And as you have heard, he's totally giving us something different today. So you got the blueprint. Now make the blueprint work, y'all. It is Phillip Edge. This is Something Different. We'll talk to y'all soon.